So this is a Traveler and actually a bundle of holding quick video here. Virtual unboxing. Stumble across. I've gotten some bundle of holding stuff in the past. Actually, Mega Traveler and Traveler 20, so I have those to refer to. But I've been doing a little research on T5, Traveler 5. I think it came out and got redone before or in parallel with the Mongoose. What I did read about Traveler 5, and I've seen some videos, and I think Aardwolf did one too, that the original T5 Kickstarter, probably 10 years ago, it was quite a mess. I mean, although lots of detailed rules in there, they apparently, from what I read, they were unmanageable. And then a 5.1 version came out, and I looked at, I think Aardwolf did the video, and he said it's all great for a reference, but probably wouldn't want to use these rules exclusively to run an RPG, which is fine. They go into all sorts of other stuff in detail. I haven't deep dived it yet, but anyway, the price was a bit more than I wanted to pay on RPGNet. I think it was in $45 or something. But then Bundle of Holding sent me an email today, and I saw this. And if you're watching this, I don't know, within 7 days of August 10th, 2022, it's not too late for you to get this if you want it too. This is the entire, well, it's not the entire, I guess it's the T5 collection. Don't quite know how many add-ons were made for it. But this bundle does include the 3-book set. We'll see Starships and Spacecraft deck plans, which looks pretty good. Gazelle Close Escort, and then a whole separate book. So I'm just scrolling down here and looking at it. Yeah, it's $17.95 for the next 7 days, and you get the full-blown 3-book set, 888 pages. Then you get deck plans, and the deck plans are Scout Courier, Express Boat, Free Trader, Corvette, and Colonial Cruiser. So those, actually I'm interested in the Corvette to do a Navy campaign, so, but I actually do have the Corvette in some Mongoose 2E, but you can never have enough Traveler. And then they dedicate a whole book, 53 pages, to the Gazelle Close Escort. So yes, I did snap this up, went ahead and just keep building my Traveler collection here. If you saw a previous video, I did get direct from FFE their DVDs with Classic Traveler 2300 AD, not Traveler, but it looked interesting. And there was one more, I think it was TNE, New Era. I pulled all that down. So, and just out of interest too, this is kind of a bundle of holding too. I did notice this, and it's probably going to be too late for you to get this one, but yeah, 9 minutes. Light press collection for $12.95. Basically, this guy writes a whole series on how to game master, and then we'll look at it in a second, how to build worlds, characters, themes, monsters, campaigns. So I thought, well, what the heck, for $12.95, I'll pick this up too. So this is the two things I picked up here today from these bundle of holding. And again, like I said, it's not too late for this one if you're interested in Traveler 5. I don't plan on running Traveler 5 as my main game system, but based on the reviews I've seen, and I think Aardwolf paged through it, it looked like there was enough in there to use as a reference. So I went ahead and picked it up. So we can, I've got some of these up here. We can scroll through them. This is book 1, and it's a 5.10 version, not the original 5 version. So hopefully, yeah, print edition 5.1. 2019. And this is a bundle too, so it comes with a bunch of other stuff, and I'm not going to necessarily deep dive this, but oh, it's got the other books too. It looks like a summary of the books are right here. And, oh, book one charts. Holy smoke. Characters, could look at that. Careers, got Marine. Where's the Scout? Craftsman, Scholar, Entertainer, Citizen, Scout. This is kind of the ones I'm interested in. Merchant, Soldier, Spacer. I don't know if that means the Navy, but I'll look at that. Although I do have the naval campaigns for Mongoose too. More about characters, genetics, tasks and skills. Senses. Okay, this is not something interesting. Vision, smell, perception, awareness. That's new. I heard there was some controversy around this. An alternate, maybe, combat system. Well, maybe not too different, but to see what that looks like. This is nuclear weapons. Weapons of mass destruction. Okay. That'll be interesting to scrim. And then the armory. Looks like good stuff there too. And then and those are just charts. So these are the books in 5.1. First book is characters. And we see here, yeah, genetics, chimera, androids, synthetics, clones. Yeah, I'm interested in the robots too that just came out with Mongoose too. Core concepts, intuitions, personal senses. It looks like some more stuff here, especially if we've got hearing, vision, and smell. So skim that. Combat charts, fighting, personal combat. This looks like eight pages. I mean, 200 to 228. Book 2 is Starships, Adventure Class, Design Process. I'll look at that, although I just picked up the Highguard 2022 edition for Mongoose, so I'll probably be looking at that. But some interesting, see how they do star combat here. Technology, oh, this is in Starships. Robots, okay, cool. And then world building. An alternate here. Now I've got I've got 3 systems for building worlds in Traveler. I was moving towards the World Builder's Handbook, I think, from the previous version made by Digest. I've been skimming that, seeing if I can incorporate that to more fully expand my Scout campaign. But I'll definitely take a look at this, and that's, wow, it's almost 70 pages. World surfaces, okay. Makers, that's interesting. Psionics, Sophons, Peacemaker, etc. So, yeah, this will be good reading here to see what I can incorporate in my current campaign. So that's books 1, 2, and 3, and I'm not going to necessarily open them right now to show you because this is a big PDF too, and it pushes a limit on my Adobe memory for some reason. So let's look at the deck plans, and it looks like they break them up into separate PDFs. I'm looking at the files on my side, but we could let's see if we've got enough. Well, I'm going to close this one to free up some memory, and let's look at the Scout Courier Detailed. See if it comes up. Oh, there we go. And this is only 37% view, so I know this can expand and actually be used. I mean, I can copy these and put these into Vassal. At least that's how I do stuff. But if I printed it out too, so they've got some details here. Not much to it, that's what I expect. Actually, it looks like the layout of the map I'm already using in Vassal. Yeah, we got our staterooms. Design of the bridge is a little different, but that's usable. That's one page. Then we can look, they've got a free trader. I think I got enough memory for this. Nice, okay. Yeah, we got the different decks. Great. Could do some boarding stuff here. Oh, they've got an air raft and a G carrier too. So that's another good reference. Now then the one I'm interested in, the Corvette. Well, that came in at 75. Let's knock that back a little. Put it down to 50. Yeah. Oh, nice. A winged boat. Wheeled AT. So this is their excursion craft. I'm trying to wonder, is that, not quite sure what this is. Is this where they connect the winged boat? I don't see a diagram, but we've got, oh, okay, this is a deck. Okay, so that must be up at the top of the craft. I'd have to look at a picture. Then we got B deck. Yeah, not, and then we've got C deck. We'll have to look up the crew, and this is good to have. I can probably snip these out. So there's our Corvette, and then we also have a Colonial Cruiser, and there's 2 sheets for it. Alpha Bravo Charlie, and a ship's boat, I'm guessing. Yep, Imperial Naval Ship. I think that's what INS stands for. I can see the turrets. That's the top. Coming down B, then C. That's interesting. Then the second sheet. Okay, there's a D deck. Okay, gigs. Those are gigs and a pinnace. I'm pronouncing that wrong. Pinnace or whatever. Pinnace. Who knows? Okay. I'm not going to push it anymore. But that's kind of cool. So you do have a big, and this is again 37%. So, oh, topside view. Nice. So that little portion at the very top was here probably. Well, let's see. I think that's it. Okay, and then we got one more. So that's all pretty good. I'm going to close these to free up memory. I don't think these are too big. And then we'll go to look at the third item in the bundle, the Gazelle Close Escort. I don't know if I can do this in a naval campaign. Well, at least it'll have to be part of a bigger fleet, as opposed to like a Corvette could be patrolling on its own. I guess if I read through this would give me more idea of its use. Yeah, I guess I could read through this. This looks like a story here. Oh, here's what the ship looks like from the outside. Roger McGowan. Good. Okay. And then we come down here, and it looks like we may have 3 different versions. Gazelle Class Close Escort, Fiery Class Close Escort, then we got deck plans, Starship Fill Form, deck plans, combat card, and then we've got, ooh, Privateer. That could be interesting. So we got 3 different flavors of the Gazelle. Employment, that's nice. Let's look at this. Background, drive performance, active defense accommodations, employment tactics, techniques, and procedures. Yep, TTP. Got it here also. There it is again too. Crew details. Okay, good stuff there. There's a general layout. Let's see if I can. That's your gig. Interesting stuff here. So I'll have to look through all this stuff. Battle stations. It looks boarding stations. Oh, that's interesting. Baseline control map. Okay, that's computers. I think these are, I'm thinking these are compartments. Flight astrogation, combat operations, sensor and communication. Alert stations, patrol stations, cruising stations, jump stations. That's interesting. Never seen that detail. Close escort diagram. And then the Starship fill form. Conformant, probably this is the Traveler 5 format. And an idea of the weaponry. Moving on. Wow. without drop tanks. Volume, cost. This is pretty detailed on this ship. Deck plans, A deck, barbel. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. These are not necessarily as conducive for turning into a game map. Gazelle combat card. And then the fiery, the Gazelle design, versatility. It's on. The fiery is currently planned. A few colony fates maintain high radius. Okay, I guess this is a variant. Functional crew, commander. Okay, here we go. We get an idea of how many are on the crew. 5, 4, and 4. Looks like 14. Probably a different weapons loadout. I have to look at that. And the deck plan. Pretty similar here. Kind of skimming through this. Oh. Privateer Escort. Just if it represents a link. Corporations and licensed mercenary formations. However, senior house will be providing them state-of-the-art. Full-day simmer, similar requests. They were also licensed to build Gazelles and let them know the rail was never given a class name. 3 corporations, the Navy designated the finalized design as a privateer. The Connor Gens, okay. The PE design team says suitable for convoy security and to secure shipyards and other facilities. Okay. So this is interesting, a privateer campaign. Of course, that could still be Navy. Patrol duties, extended range. Okay, there we go. This may be the one that could be used for independent operations. Wow, a lot of detail here to read. Here's the ship fill form. And more detail, and then here's the layout. Pretty much the same. Yeah, I'm already at 100%, so this will be tough. I'll have to blow this one up if I want to use it as a... Oh, it blows up okay. So it could be. I mean, if there was a boarding action, but that may not happen. Deck plans, etc. Okay. I used a blended T5 along with CT books. Yeah, Classic Traveler. Alright, that's the end of that. So that's, yeah, that's a lot of detail on this ship. So this one I could use for a naval campaign, potentially. Incorporated into Mongoose Traveler 2, V2 2022 as my overarching, and then bring these details in, kind of like I'm doing with the World Builder book. I'm desperately trying to find their space operations book. That would be awesome to find somewhere, even a PDF. So that's what's in the still available, the T5 bundle of holding. I try and put the link in the comments for you. Let's go ahead and close this. Let me just show you briefly this other thing I got the Solo Game Master's Guidebook earlier. I think I may have referenced it in my very last Traveler Adventure. I got to restart that here soon. I've just been busy with Real World. But here's another good reference. It's got Building Worlds, 2 volumes, input on characters, adventures, monsters, themes, and I think this is the initial one, How to Game Master. Now, I'm doing Solo Game Master, so I'm not necessarily, it's part of the bundle, but I don't know if I'm necessarily going to do this. Understanding players, preparation. I can skim it. Looks like they're yeah, about 81 pages for this. Well, it comes out to 96. So I can skim that one, but then this one, the details of the world obviously are going to come out of one of the flavors of Traveler, but this could provide some color to what, and I think some of these are ending. I mean, if you're doing your own series, this is supposedly a RPG system neutral, but a lot of these, they end with, here we go, tables. I don't know if I'd roll for genre since I'm already in science fiction, but I could do context, maybe. Theme, Yeah, this is kind of theme if you want to build that into your game. Stakes, locations, environment. That's interesting here. Space. But this could be something going on the planet. Climate, weather. I could use that to randomize weather at times. Seasons when you're landing. Flora or fauna. Somewhat of that is covered already, but here's cultures, organizations, technology. That could be helpful. What a planet's aimed for. And events. Well, yeah, that could, I'll have to chew on that. All of that could be helpful. Look at the other one, Volume 2. Looks like you go a little more in detail. Community, infrastructure, daily life. There's a lot of details there. Okay. I wonder if there's charts at the end of this one. Yeah, this one doesn't have charts. Okay. But it gives ideas. Characters. Let's see what they got here. Could be used to add more color to a character. Okay. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, wow. There's a lot of stuff back here. D20 it looks like. Add more to their description. Okay. We don't talk about that a lot in... That's not in Traveler. Game functions. Those are kind of already set, but... Now this is interesting. Do they have their job and that's it? Or do they have a side job, side skill, etc.? Supporting roles. Oh, this is maybe their personality. Second, weakest attribute. First role determines the strongest attribute. Weakest. Replace these with the equivalent for your game system. That's interesting. Like I said, a little more color. Traits, physical, mental, resources. Okay. Life story. Okay, we've kind of got that in when I rolled my characters already. Mental elements, social elements. Motivations. Goals, relationships. This is more what they're focused on. Okay, so that's a possibility. Adventures. Structure, sandbox, railroad, middle ground, 3-act. Oh, okay. You're building a story. Let's see if they have any. No charts. And we're back. Monsters. I'll have to think about that one. Wow, it even gives the life story of a monster. Systems, yeah. So that's kind of interesting. Space monsters. Well, they will run into... On planets, it's entirely possible that they'll run into that. Although Traveler does have a developed, I don't know what you call it, zoology or that you could use. Here's a theme one. Oh, this unpacks the ones we just saw. So if you did write a story out of it, family is everything. The power of friendship, humanity versus nature. I wonder if you have role for these. That would be cool. So they just describe the themes, but that's... I think there was a table for that actually. And here's the last one. Not quite. How to Game Master. Yep, that's the one I already looked at. And then there's bullet journaling. I'll have to skim this. I guess this is a way of journaling. Something of a phenomenon. We combine the calendar functions of a day planner, the utility of to-do lists, and the personal documentation of a diary. Notebook. It's simple. I used one. Okay, this is how to keep track of what's going on in your... Well, that could be helpful. Campaign log type, chiefly I've had personally, the one size does not fit all. Okay. Read through the entire books once. So this is how an overview of... There's an overview. Broad overview of methods. So this is how to track your campaign and your session logs. Actually, this may be handy. I've been doing the videos, but I've got to go back and review my last one to catch up on what I did. But if maybe I can leverage this to do the recording off-site or put it on my blog to keep track of what's going on. That looks, yeah, so actually it's surprisingly enough. Creative add-ons and method for organizing all the information he was bombarded with on a daily basis. In 2013, he's sharing a handwritten notebook. There are 3 major parts: index, logs, collections. As a game master, planning and organizing, tracking and capturing. Yeah, I'd obviously do it in OneNote, and I'm not going to... Well, yeah, writing aids. You're more likely to remember things right by hand than if you type them into a laptop. Okay, you win. I know. Actually, I agree with that conceptually. Meh. There's a slight advantage for laptop note takers, but it disappears after 24 hours. Okay. So I guess I could write it by hand and then take a picture so I have a recommendation. So I have a copy that can't be lost. Use a binder, spiral notebook, or a hardbound journal. Okay. Well, I guess I will. This is a skim, and it's not 90 pages, it's 44. So that's interesting. Okay. So, ironically, I'm probably not going to use this one since I'm doing solo. But this one looks real interesting, and then the rest of these can add color, but actually this is the first one I'm going to read to see if it really does provide a good system for capturing everything. Basic setup, real world future log, monthly log, session log, future log, adventure log, session log. Okay, that's pretty interesting. So I'll definitely take a look at this one. Okay. Alright, so I'm at 30 minutes, which is a bit too long here again. So I will go ahead and call it here. Again, this is the bundle that you can probably get a hold of. This one, Battletech Total War. I didn't pick that one. There's 11 days for that one if you're into Battletech. But yeah, it looks like the other one automatically closed on me because it expired. So you got 6 days if you want to pick up T5 core rule set for, and then Starship spacecraft and Gazelle class escort in more detail. So my plan then is to look at that bulleting, revisit where my last traveler video, I think my captain got poisoned or hurt, and I think they're returning to fly back to the base and see if she recovers. Their first collection point dry run didn't work so well, but character interactions are changing, so let's see if there's stuff I can leverage here. And I'm going to be looking at that World Builder Handbook and potentially the T5 world building here in the second or third book. And then I'm going to start moving forward with that campaign here soon. Hopefully get some videos in next week. So on that. And I will be starting up 1 or 2 new wargame videos too. I'm Case Geld. I've built a draft draft vassal mod, so I'm ready to go on that. It's not perfect. The graphics were okay. And then I'm actually going to look at the Library of Napoleonic Battles and pick one of those. I just picked up the 2 Spain versions. Maybe I'll fight a small Spanish battle, or I'll return to, if I pronounce it wrong, Ligny. I already did the Quatre Bras, so maybe I'll try the Ligny on Napoleon's Last Gamble. But again, thanks for watching. If you like, click like and subscribe so you'll be notified. And If you're watching this within 6 days of the 10th of August, it's not too late to pick this up. So thanks for watching.